This is a Headgum original.
Is yours like a whooshing sound?
No, it's the one that's like, but
mine
not
is
like
a
You have
whooshing. I think so. I went to the doctor about it, and they were like, "It's allergies."
What have you done an allergy test? Because I also had hives on my eye, and I need to get
hives on your eye.
Not ball, but my lid, because I'm trying to like figure out what I'm allergic to. I think it's a tetanus shot because I stabbed myself with a rusty nail, and so I had to get the tetanus booster. Hives. The next day.
I almost died from a tetanus shot. Do you remember
serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emma, this is all good stuff.
Well, we're recording, so great.
Are you shitting even on the cameras?
Yeah.
So,
wow. I got fucked up eyes too.
What happened to your eyes?
I don't know.
And neither does Dr. Arthur.
Dr. Arthur Benjamin.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've seen I think 10 different doctors. Nobody knows what's
Only
wrong.
one of them was an industry leader, though. Dr.
What's
Arthur
going
Benjamin.
on?
You said it was redness, and they don't look red now.
Well, right now they're not very red.
That seems to be the theme with Billy. Is like, oh, I have these fucked up eyes, but every time I see him, he's glowing.
Yeah.
Right.
The boy who cried fucked up
for
eyes.
almost 2 years, just excruciating pain and eye redness, basically daily.
Interesting.
With no.
Did it affect
diagnosis.
your libido? Did you not feel worthy of love?
That's a good question. Were you able to still get aroused and get off?
Yeah. It made it harder to jerk off in the mirror just because the eyes were freaking me out.
Yeah, I get that.
But I could still get aroused.
Yeah, you just had to put black bars over the eyes in a way, which became a different fetish.
Yeah.
Putting tape on the mirror.
Bam, blam, oh, black.
It's like the Parasite poster.
You also put up tape saying Parasite.
The only thing that gets me off is the Parasite poster. Yeah.
Emma, want to chime in?
I know this crazy girl who someone posed the question of if you could have one thing in your spank bank forever, and she was like me in a mirror.
Damn.
Wow.
Who was it?
Awesome.
She must have been godly.
Can we call her?
I have been trying to do a telethon, actually. Are you guys familiar with these? Basically, these kind of old-timey...
Do we start the show?
I do think it'd be a funny development in the show to just kind of not tell the guests that we're going. No, this is... Emma's in charge of the soundboard, so until the Headgum podcast button goes... the intro song to have.
Mm-hmm. Then the show isn't officially started, but this will be released.
It's a cold open, which I kind of am feeling like is the move going forward from 206 onward.
So instead of previously on, it's more of a this time on.
I think it's
What's
basically,
it called?
this is what's already happening. It's the purple button that says Headgum Podcast. It's going to be on uploaded instead of favorites.
You have to have the two tabs open.
It's obviously,
back and forth.
clunky. It's not what anyone would want.
Everyone was like, hey, you should move this to the soundboard apps that are
And then let's get those
designed.
pale yellow button of applause, just because usually I try to pair the two. It's obviously hard.
Tabs.
I mean, this is why, there you go. People think what I do is easy.
Yeah.
You
make it hard.
Yeah.
What you do should be easy.
Right.
We all recognize that it's hard for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate that.
There's apps you can download where you can match your keyboard to sound effects, and you could just have a whole alphabet memorized.
You could also ask for help, but you tend to not.
You don't.
I do at the last minute.
Right, you ask for help when people aren't ready.
The first thing I opened my eyes to was an incredibly manic text from
Well,
Geoff.
I didn't expect a response anywhere near 5:30. I just was like, I will fall asleep soon. And this way, y'all will wake up to the info.
Yeah.
And it won't be 11:55, and I'm like, cancel at noon.
Totally.
Yeah.
I woke up at
cancel noon?
7:30, but
I did ultimately have
also woke up
to. At 6:19. And
at
believe me.
5 something.
All right.
Because of the text?
Yeah.
We're not too
because
different,
of-
you and I.
But I messaged you on Slack at 6:30 and your notifications were paused. I remember because I almost called you.
But that's because you can block specific people. So basically, we've got Billy Bryk on the show. From
Who
Hell of a Summer.
hasn't said a word? Or no, you talked about jerking off to
In the
yourself.
mirror.
in the
I didn't know we
mirror
were
with
rolling.
tape covering your eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it fair to say Hell of a Summer's Billy Bryk, or are you trying to like distance yourself from that project?
Well, I'm
just
not
in
trying to
terms of
distance.
the
This
content?
product isn't out yet. So
Right, and
tough to
there's
see.
nowhere
Nobody's
that
seen
people
it.
can see,
Yeah,
so then
nobody can see it.
can't
yet,
plug
so
it.
Can't really plug it. no.
Lackluster Videos, Billy Bryk, or that was a
Right,
different
kind
iteration of you?
years ago. Yeah,
You
no,
don't feel
yeah.
like the same man.
Well, I feel like the same guy. I just feel like it's not worth plugging because it's like a podcast that died 2.5, 3 years ago.
And not in a grand fashion. It petered out until it just never came back. It was
You know
like
what I was thinking about the other day though?
how lackluster it was.
We released like merch for whatever reason, right? It was more just to do it than to sell it. But
What
I
does
remember
that mean to do
You
it?
wanted a shirt.
like I wanted to like have the shirt. Like it was a fun
part of the
time
process.
capsule.
Yeah.
of,
Design
like,
the
what we
shirt
were
that
up
you
to.
would like to crop.
Gotcha.
Is his motto.
Yeah, yeah.
And Miley Cyrus asked for all of it. She was like, "Please send this to me." Of course, she never listened. I don't think she knew what it was. And then we never did. I just forgot to send it out to her.
I know,
Wow.
and that was before she realized that she could buy herself flowers. She can make her own merch.
Nice. Anyway, that's just I thought of that the other day.
You should send it to her now.
I will. Yeah. I
Because she
Is it-
won't know
is
the
it too
podcast is
late?
dead or
Yeah.
even that it was a podcast.
exactly. Geoff, do you still have that shirt that we gave you?
I ended up cropping it
So perfect.
a little too far.
Okay.
So that, I mean, it could fit
So
Miley
Miley,
pretty
yeah.
easily.
Yeah, that's true. It's basically a sports bra that doesn't support.
Great.
Yeah, that's kind of her whole vibe, I think.
I don't know what you mean.
Okay.
We try to uplift women on this show, and
It wasn't a diss by any means.
Yeah.
Alright.
You implied that she was a whore, unfortunately.
did you say ladle? Is that what you just said? Ladle?
I
Can-
didn't. I said,
Emma, can you do the eagle sound effect?
Well, don't bother because I said implied.
What
Implied.
about
Yeah.
SNL 1975's Billy Bryk?
That also isn't out. We
Not
can't
out
just
either.
keep saying things that people can't go watch.
Why not?
We don't need to say anything. Just Billy Bryk is fine.
Can you just say ladle?
Ladle. I wanted.
Okay, great. Emma, eagle?
What
I'm
a
just gonna
terrible
burst
job to
into
give
tears
Emma.
behind the desk.
Word of the day.
Ladle.
Ladle.
Yeah.
There's
Good
just so
man.
little holding this show together.
You said
And
you
then-
so ladle?
Jake, why don't we tell the story about how you and I got banh mi's basically at Lucy's Vietnamese?
You mean when we ran, we ran into each other? Do you know I was going to Lucy's?
Were you?
Yeah.
Williamsburg location or
Yeah.
Richland?
Yeah,
Williamsburg,
Graham
yeah.
Ave in a way.
That's nice.
You didn't know I was in New York.
I knew that you were coming to New York.
Yeah.
I knew we were recording.
Sure.
But I didn't know you were in town, let alone my neighborhood
Yeah.
around the corner. I was walking my dog. Jeff was walking up from L Train Vintage.
Correct.
Classic.
And we were two ships passing in the night. We
Yeah.
almost committed to a bit, which was
Yeah.
just nodding at each other and continuing on.
I do regret not just doing that.
Yeah.
'Cause, I kind of told people that's
That you did that.
Not
yeah.
that I did that, but that's what we almost did, and that's
Yeah.
not as good of a story.
No, it's much funnier if we actually would you just did
Well,
a
the way
really
Jeff-
polite
the way
wave.
Jeff told it was that you did that and kept walking, and that you, Jake, were like, "Wait, what?"
I
Just- can you
started to do
confirm?
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know the end of The Dark Knight Rises?
Oh yeah.
Where they're both sitting in the cafe and they just sort of make eye contact.
It was
and then
very
they never...
Bruce Wayne and Albert.
Yeah.
Alfred.
No, Albert.
Okay.
It was Alfred and
Yeah,
Albert.
sorry.
Albert was
I was
the
honestly
footman.
I was pretty close.
Billy, do you want to talk about your biggest struggle?
What is with you in this question?
Yeah.
I
this
have been
week?
asking, what's your biggest struggle?
Finding a balance for how I dedicate my energy and time to certain things.
That's a good
Because
answer.
you have like a lot
Vague.
of things that you care about.
Yeah, a lot of things that I care about, a lot of things that I have to do, obligations, things that I want to do, then trying to save that energy so I'm not depleted when I'm doing something that's more enriching.
Right. It's because I know that like the NADPOD records, they're really long, right? Which I assume is like a little tiring.
Yeah, you got to
And-
give those your all for sure.
It's like it's good to do those after you do the passion project, which would be something like this
This,
episode.
yeah.
This I am recording NADPOD later, so I'm going to conserve a lot of energy now. If I
wouldn't
can.
mind if you
I
spent
might
all of it.
go
'Cause-
comatose for
Yeah.
the rest of this. So
Non-verbal,
yeah, just kind of.
shutting down.
What if I committed to that bit? I literally didn't say a
Take a
word.
nap.
Welcome back to the show. Jake is giving us the silent treatment, I think. Billy, when was the last time you were at like a 10 out of 10 in terms of fulfillment personally? Because I know you're not now. We got dinner the other day at Walter's, we should say, in Fort Greene.
I felt bad for you. You feel like you were in a tough space the other day. Like, I literally thought that walk. I was like, man, I hope Jeff's all right.
Well, it's hard because I said watch this space, but then the space was tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel good. I feel like I couldn't tell you what my biggest struggle is. I feel like I have the eyes is a real frustration.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
if they were red, would you have come?
I would have been wearing glasses. I would have worn sunglasses.
You can
and
be
I
like
would've
a
said
Jack
something.
Nicholson type because all these old celebrities, they have bad eyes too.
So they wear glasses?
They wear the sunglasses inside, and
Is that why Anna Wintour wears sunglasses everywhere?
I think it's because she sold her soul to the devil.
That makes sense.
And that's how she gets the townhouse. That's how she gets the cultural cachet.
Condé
Because
Nast,
nothing goes. Sorry,
etc.
I wasn't even close to
Right.
them. Basically, nothing goes more viral than cultural cachet, sort of facilitated by
Don't laugh.
the devil himself.
Don't laugh.
It's better to just straight faced say stuff, but it's hard to look at you and know
Yeah.
that we did go to a Mets game last night.
Yeah.
You guys went to a Mets game together?
It was just me and Marika. Yes. It was just me and Marika. We were behind the dugout, I think.
The Hyundai Club.
The Hyundai Club, yeah.
And you are wearing a Yankees hat.
Yeah.
Right?
Because
now. We've
they
talked about
fucking
that as the
lost,
so
dude.
you really had no because you invited me to the Mets game
Correct.
and the Nets game, but the
You
Nets I
could've
said
walked.
they're not in the playoffs. So they're
Yeah.
not playing. I shouldn't have walked to the Mets game. Did you say I could have walked?
You could have.
What neighborhood do you live in?
I live in Prospect Heights. I could not have walked. I wouldn't want to walk. It's so
yeah,
far.
to Queens. That would
That's
be.
pretty rough.
It's hard to Flushing. Yeah, I was going to say.
The
Yeah.
Nets you could have walked to.
The
though.
Nets
Yeah.
I have walked to.
Right,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Liberty.
Or do you not support women's sports?
I'm a Fever fan because I've got Caitlin fever,
Mm-hmm.
Clark or otherwise. Mostly
Marika?
otherwise. Marika, we had seats 1 through 8 in this row with like a group. And Marika sat in seat 9 just to not sit next to me because I
It's
was in
not true.
seat 2.
Wait,
Not
just
true
the
at
two
all.
of you guys went?
No, we went in a big group of like 8
yeah, and
people.
I sat 7 seats away from him.
I see.
I invited Billy. He said no to my face.
So you bought like several tickets.
I bought 8 tickets at $17 each.
Yeah.
As sort of a act of good faith and charity.
And Billy, you texted Billy, he said no. I never even got a text. So what was the chain of like where do I fall?
Yeah, I'd also like to know the chain of.
I
There's
just
at least
did-
9 people
I
at it.
saw
Yeah,
the
that's kind of-
consideration text about inviting me, and then I got an invite from Geoff.
To the game?
Yeah, I saw.
Wait,
Should we?
what?
The screenshot of should we invite Joel? I saw that too.
No. Oh, I didn't even see. Should we invite Joel? This is what's
Screenshot?
Joel.
Should we
you
invite
talking about?
Joel? You barely know Joel.
I'm paying the Joel's toll. If Emma's gonna come, I gotta make sure more Headgum staffers are there so she feels like there's a bridge between her and
Yeah.
me.
Jeff,
So-
we're friends. I say this all the time. I think of you as a friend.
But if you want more Headgum people to be there, what better bridge am I?
Then inviting the boss.
I'm not a boss.
Yeah, he's not a
You're
boss.
I'm a cool peer of yours.
I did.
What's that?
As you did that, your bones creaked.
I'm not that old. You guys have worse health problems than I do.
That's true.
Your
But it's
tinnitus,
'cause
your
you take care of.
eyes.
Well, that's because of a
Yeah.
brain trauma.
yeah.
Because of an emotional trauma. You take really good care of your body, mind, and spirit. though.
Thanks, man.
That's
What's
what
that
I
like?
need in my life. We were talking about who is the happiest person we know.
Yeah.
And we maybe said you.
Really?
It was
Wow.
between you and Joel.
I
Joel's
still
pretty
I still
happy.
think it's Joel.
It's definitely not Billy. Look at his face. Even
But
when
he's
he's
like
happy,
he said he's 10 out of 10 fulfilled right now.
No, he's
Yeah.
not.
I think there's a difference between being happy and being fulfilled.
Yeah,
It's
sure,
actually
yeah.
being easier to be happy when you're less fulfilled. Which
How so?
because I think part of happiness is wanting and hoping
Striving.
for
I
something.
agree.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
striving,
working.
That's what I was. Did you say ladle? No, it's like how when you make a cupcake, you got to put a little bit of salt in the bitch. I'm sorry, I'm just hyper and on not a lot of sleep.
I'm hyper.
like
12-year-olds in a sleepover.
So I'm getting kind of a sugar high from the cafe I had. Yeah,
Getting hyper that was the old getting drunk.
correct.
It was such a great excuse. Sorry, I'm just hyper right now.
To have an energy drink at 12 is
Yeah.
to get drunk at 19.
Nothing was better.
Billy, if you are happy and fulfilled, what could be better?
If you're
than
happy and you know it,
that? Clap your glands.
I don't know. Do you want me to talk about my debt? Is that
No.
what you want, Geoff?
No, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, let's talk about your debt.
I don't want to get into the numbers because it will just make me sound like a moron.
It doesn't. I will say that at dinner he got into the numbers. He's in a lot of debt.
We know.
You know. How do you know?
He
Let's
told us.
let's hear it.
I guess it's not debt because I have it, technically.
Right. Which, by the way, after I figured that out, I was like, stop calling it debt. It's just
But
cash
I'm
you have
in
and
debt
owe.
to somebody.
Yeah.
I
you're-
owe them money.
And you have to go to Canada to be able to wire it, or you're just sitting on it.
Well, I'm going to Canada soon, and I think I have to go to Canada to wire it.
Have you looked in at all to if you have to?
You definitely don't
Yeah.
have to
There's
travel
definitely, like,
internationally
money,
to.
Yeah, what
It's
are
just
money transfers places.
easier. I don't want to make a family member go to the bank
You
and
don't
sign
have
off
to.
on
Which you
it.
don't.
You don't
can
have
log
to.
in.
What's your bank?
TD.
You can
Based
just go to
in
a TD.
Boston.
Yeah,
They're not the same.
yeah, but I think you
TD
could.
Canada Trust and TD Toronto Dominion or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
is
I just
in
feel like
America,
you
it's not
should
the
be able
same.
to go to a TD and they should be able to communicate.
It really should not
Whatever
be
the-
this tedious.
Nice.
Did you say ladle?
I was accidentally overpaid about 2 years ago. Didn't really realize
By a lot.
But,
by
yeah.
a lot. That's the part that makes me seem.
By
But
like a
A
full
full
time
year's salary,
salary.
yeah. And then some.
And now they're asking
But
for the money back.
and now they need it back. Yeah.
Are they allowed to do that?
yeah, I want. Who do
I
you?
would look into that.
That's what I was saying was like, you owe most of this, but I think you should get to keep like 20%.
I owe Finn the money.
So that I think if it were a corporation or somebody that you didn't have a relationship with, you absolutely have grounds to be like, I'm not going to pay this debt.
Well, we
You
should
have
say,
known.
as he walked up, we learned that the entity that messed this up. Do you want me to bleep that?
Maybe.
Yeah. Shout out to Sarah with an H who works at the Ralph's Coffee around this corner, Upper East Side, let's say, just so we don't dox us or her.
Wait, that's in Union Square.
and- So, because she gave me a coffee for free because she listens to the show. So shout out.
From where?
Wow.
What place?
Ralph's Coffee. Maybe it's
Ralph's.
Rafe's Coffee.
Ralph. It's
Ralph's.
definitely Ralph.
Because Lauren, right?
Yeah.
Not Fines. Rafe's
Did you
Coffee.
say ladle?
Guys, what improvements have you made to yourself since
Wait,
the
I have a
start of the
question
year?
about
we
the
need to
debt.
go back.
Yeah.
Let's just
So,
figure out the debt. basically.
So you like, would it be more comfortable to go on it? It's 2 years of this debt. You should be able to go on like a payment plan, like pay a chunk of it every month for the next 2 years.
Mhm. No, I definitely could. I'm just gonna get it. I'm just gonna send it
Yeah,
all.
it's more just an unfortunate circumstance.
It's just me. I
Yeah.
have a lot less money than I thought I had. I
Mhm.
sort of, due to a bunch of people kind of missing this extra payment and then other miscommunication where I had kind of noticed and I had brought it up and then they're like, no, we checked with accounting, like you're good.
Yeah.
And then more money was kind of trickling slowly in over the next couple. And I was like, I guess this is just all
Residuals.
kind of like
Yeah.
found money or something. I don't know. Or not
Right.
found money, but I was like, maybe I missed something. And then there was a currency conversion thing from US to Canadian. And then the numbers weirdly like,
Went up.
And then we did lose monetization, but it's fine.
So did Billy.
We all did.
and then I sort of noticed that I kind of called and then it wasn't flagged. And then I thought maybe I just had misread the contract or there was a part of it. Like it was for the movie that Finn and I wrote and directed and produced and acted in. So that was all separate payments.
Mm,
And it was only the directing that I kind of got paid extra for.
I see.
Was that?
Oh, no, I just have the
Are you
worst
sure?
hands. Yeah.
But no, so they found out that I owed the money. And then I found out that I owed actually way more than they even initially thought.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We can bleep this, I guess, because I thought I owed $.
Yeah.
And then I had a check for I hadn't cashed yet that I was like, oh, I'll just give him that and then I'll give him the extra.
Oh, but you owed-
whatever. And then I owed on top of, so I owe him
I
$.
see.
Yeah.
I only knew about.
Yeah.
Well, that's because
This is new. This is a
Yeah.
new development.
Yeah.
I was the one who found the additional extra
Well, I
payment.
also feel
Right.
like
so you fucked yourself.
I did. I really did.
I do
So.
feel like what you were saying, Jake. Like the people that did this should have some responsibility, and
Absolutely.
they won't
I
take
agree.
it. They definitely won't take it.
So
Because
you would have
legally,
to- yeah.
they would have to sue you to get the money, but you're just actually doing the right thing.
Yeah,
It's
and
also-
you
it's-
called it out from the beginning, and they were just like, "No, it's fine."
Yeah.
I should have maybe been more. It's like at the end of the day, it's like the money went into my account. I should have been more aware of what was coming.
But
into
I
my
think
account.
like this is what lawyers are for.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a reasonable case that this is not on you at all.
Yeah.
And like there is also maybe to their perspective a reasonable case where hey, you have the money, you have to give it back. But you wouldn't necessarily want the lawyers to go at it because you like Finn.
Well, definitely, I don't want to be taking any money away from
Right,
Finn,
so-
and then also,
So
it
that's
is
what
like,
makes the situation extra unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because if you hated them and they hated you, then this would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would.
Like, you're never
But
getting
instead,
this
it's a lot of
fucking money.
Finn's
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
I mean, when I'm like, because I don't know if you guys ever do this, but when I'm drunk and high on the airplane, zelling strangers with no regard.
Never done that.
Basically, if you zell someone, they have no responsibility to send it back, no matter how
You're so bad with money.
Is it because I was gonna buy tickets to Stereophonic at $74 each?
No,
Or
because you're selling people on a plane.
Why aren't
in
you on
the
airplane
sky.
mode?
Yeah.
because I like to basically
You
interrupt.
paid
I know
$30
telecommunication.
for Wi-Fi.
That's really bad. You're bad with money.
To
It's hard. Well, you know,
You're frivolous.
Yeah, well, because
You
it's
are
a
very
45-minute
frivolous.
flight, New York to Cleveland, and I'm like, I gotta have the access. Obviously, that's when I start to get upset, is when I lose the access to the
Yeah.
internet. I don't even have to use the shit. I just have to have it.
to
I get
sell
that.
people.
Yeah. What improvements have you guys made to yourselves since the start of the year?
I've been in decline, I'd say.
I dedicate a lot of time to stretching and mobility now.
What's the opposite of vanity muscle?
Practical muscle. I don't know if functional muscle.
No.
Functional's good.
Yeah.
No.
I'm dedicating a lot of time to because I hurt my back right before the new year.
Yeah.
Like my New Year's resolution was to do anything I could to not be in chronic pain,
Of course.
and I've kept it up.
I've dedicated a little bit of time to flexibility, and I'm not joking.
Yeah.
I do like 3 minutes a day of stretching, and that was my
That's great.
resolution.
But
and
he's
I've
talking about
kept it up.
stretching his mind to not get upset when plans change. That's the flexibility he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Which
said
that was a really
12.
good
You said we
joke.
were recording at
That was
12
a really good
today.
joke, and nobody laughed. Emma didn't even like it.
Yeah.
But she loves everything.
I don't know
Why
if
does
it was a great
it sound
joke.
mean when you say that?
What legacy
Sort
do
of
you guys
just
want to leave
interrupted and derailed the
behind?
conversation I was having with Billy. I said something about flexibility. He
Yeah.
was relating to me. I was actually interested. Like, is that 3 minutes in the morning? Is that like the top of the day?
Yeah, I try to do it at the top. I mean, I did do
Yeah.
it today because I thought I was going to be late
Right.
because I woke up and then I frantically was trying to buy my cousin a birthday present.
Why?
This is a birthday.
You should save money, man.
I was trying to get my
Make him
parents to
something.
reimburse me for the present that I'm getting my cousin.
Which is?
When's this coming out? Shoes.
What does the timing of the release have to
Sneaker
do with
drop?
I
saying that or
don't
not?
want to spoil it for his birthday in case he
It's
decides
coming out
to tune
probably.
in.
This one's probably coming up this Friday.
Bleep it.
Why?
Because
It's
this
a
one isn't going to need
spoiler.
much editing. It's going well. The other one I'm going to have to chop up.
Wow.
Yeah, chopped
The one
cheese,
that
really.
you said was really good.
It was a goddamn mess.
I just don't like when people go out of their way to be on the show and then I'm like, that was a bad episode. I think it will play. It'll be fine. But it's
play.
just, I'm going to have to also edit all the graphics from the fucking Headgumly feud thing that we
Oh,
did.
there was a game and I'm on a damn wax episode.
There's other stuff. It's
Okay.
going fine.
All right.
I woke up, I was trying to buy him the gift. My brother called me in a panic about a Canva presentation that he was making. And then I had to deal with that. And then I would realize that I was going to be late for the podcast. So I didn't do
God
my
forbid.
I didn't do my exercise or my
Yeah.
stretches. Yeah.
Are they the same 3 minutes of stretching every day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goscue or what? Posture stuff? How
Or
standing?
is it like
how straight do
what
you
Winnie
stand?
the Pooh does in the mirror
It's
every morning?
almost exactly like probably what Winnie
yeah.
the Pooh does in the mirror.
What does he do in the
Except-
mirror?
He grabs a bunch of honey and just kind of jerks off while there's a black bar over his eyes.
Oh, all right.
Do you guys endure fear?
Endure fear?
No.
Okay, so obviously you don't.
What do you
I
mean? What does
avoid
that
fear.
mean? Like if I have it, what else is there to do?
Do you feel it? Do you go through it? Do you process it? Or do you go around it? Like
I
an
go around it
obstacle?
at all costs. Always avoiding.
I don't think I understand that
Yeah. I
question.
don't know. What kind of fear? Fear in like a physical sense, like fear for my safety, or fear in a more sort of abstract sense?
It can be visceral and survivalistic, like, oh my God, there's somebody following a little too close behind me. Or it could be fear of failure or disappointing not only your family, but yourself.
I think I conquer fear, or I try to conquer fear. Endure fear means just like you kind of settle in and are happy to be scared.
Very good.
Interesting.
And that
That's
was a
not how I
test.
interpreted it.
You
And
should.
you avoid fear?
Yeah, I try to. I avoid situations that will scare me.
Do you guys ever feel held back by me?
No.
Right.
I don't
Because-
think we're close enough for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say you factor into my
You
life.
You said we were
enough
friends,
for-
which in a way kind of like puts me as a part of a network.
For instance, I was like a little upset at the beginning of the episode that I didn't get a Mets text.
Yeah.
But like I've already, I will never think about that again.
You're more than past it because you
For
realized that whatever
sure.
night you had was probably a little bit better.
Probably.
To what degree does striving play a part in your life? These
Did
are
you
not
write these? Are
hard
these from
questions.
something?
These are
Did
not
you-
hard
did
questions.
you-
These are all. I
where-
woke up. You ever do a dream journal? Basically, you wake up and you write down what you dreamt.
Mm-hmm.
I
No,
do-
but I know what you're talking about.
So I was, So do you endure fear? That was from your brain. I thought this was like a bad list from the internet.
Yes.
No,
Same.
this is gonna be a good list that I that I wrote as I woke up and was between realms. What's the? This is a great question. What's the loudest thing about privacy? Let's start with Emma. Nervous laughter.
I don't know what the loudest thing about privacy is. What you want the answer to be like my own torturous thoughts or something? That's not what you're trying to set this up for.
I was gonna say tinnitus.
Okay.
So it was a joke.
Yeah.
You
It's
wrote
not a
joke.
joke. It's
You
a
wrote-
que-
you had a
That's
punchline.
my answer.
You
my
had a
answer.
punchline. You
My
wrote a
answer could be a
joke.
pub-
Your inner monologue, I guess.
Sure, but I can do that. You,
know
guys
what?
have to
It's
answer
for
honestly.
me. I'm going to answer honestly.
Yeah.
For me, it's having to pee. If I'm
Right.
like alone and I'm feeling calm and whatever, I'm like I start to think about like what could make this even more perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, it's if I didn't have to pee at all.
I get that.
And then I start thinking about like taking a piss,
Have you considered incontinence products?
like wearing a diaper.
Yeah, or like a
think
catheter
that
that
would
goes straight into your
help.
fucking dick.
A
A bedpan could
Yeah.
work,
Or you could like train yourself to pee less.
or
That's
pee
not
into
gonna
your
That was
body.
one of my New Year's resolutions, and it's not going.
I'm closer to catheter than piss training. Catheter doesn't
and
sound
that's
bad.
why you didn't get invited to the Mets game.
Because I was going to bring my catheter. Really?
No, Emma did get up to pee. Like I want to say thrice. It was embarrassing.
Were you doing it during as the innings
No, I
were
got up
changing?
once.
Or were you doing?
I got up twice to pee.
Yeah.
Geoff.
I was kidding. I
Did
didn't
you
even
do
know
it
you
during
got
the
up at all.
seventh inning stretch, or was it top like middle of the inning?
It
I
ended
don't
up being
care.
a seventh
No,
inning
middle of-
retch
I mean,
because
I-
you had a couple of wines and threw up into a bucket. Because what I was trying to make sure is
Yeah.
that we all had a little bit too much caramel corn to make sure that the seventh inning was worthy.
Do you find
The
it
way that
hard
you
to
use
imagine
language
life
is
without
so interesting.
haste? Sorry, the font is
Also,
really
did you
big.
say ladle?
Oh my god! I was like, oh, Jake knows how to come up with questions like this. I did that.
You forgot that you came up with that one?
I literally wrote these as I rolled over in bed this morning. How much garbage do you guys produce on a daily basis?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's good.
Yeah, it's like
I think it's
concrete.
fascinating. Let's think about it.
Maybe
Well, I-
like a liter.
Did
A
you say
liter?
ladle? I did see it.
Hey, Micah.
You see him all the
Ignored
time.
you.
Why'd you wave?
I thought he was looking in here at me.
I saw a not billboard, but like one of those fucking things that are on the sidewalk out here,
Sure.
and it said "Zero Waste Daniel," and I was like, "What a great nickname!" And I sent it to our group chat with it's me, Marika, Riley, and Amir, and we just send each other like copy and ads that look terrible.
we send each
Wait,
other
I have a-
copy.
And
I need to find. There was copy recently that I saw Geoff for Van Leeuwen that I took a picture of because I was like, this looks like Geoff had a hand.
oh, great.
I think
What's
a liter.
wrong?
No,
What do you
I
mean,
do want
like,
to hear
wait,
about it.
like, would you also consider like food waste, or that's kind of biodegradable?
I've created more waste in the last 8 weeks because I have been eating at restaurants or getting takeout 3 times a week for the last 52 days because my fridge has been broken.
Yeah.
Have you ever settled a debt?
Is that just for Billy?
It's
That's
too
just for
soon.
everyone else.
Too soon.
Have you ever gambled away your future?
Definitely not. I try not to put myself in positions where I owe people things.
What about credit cards? Do you have a credit card?
Yeah.
So bad example, right?
Well, I
Every month
pay
you
that
owe a
off
couple
every
$1,000,
month.
really.
Yeah,
treat it like a
because I
debit
make
card.
sure that I don't spend more than what's in my checking account.
It's hard
'cause I'm
not to outpace
responsible
your,
fiscally.
Yeah, income. I'm kind of
Not
always
really.
It's hard
You
for
can do
you
it
to
pretty
not
easily.
$3,000 to
outpace your income.
$5,000 in
Yeah.
credit card.
There's
debt
great
in a
like
way.
there's great like budgeting apps and stuff if you like really need to focus
But the hard
on
part
it,
about those is that they don't categorize your spending
they
correctly.
do,
right?
and mine does. I have a
Really?
really good one.
I don't think
send it to you.
categorizing spending is that interesting. Like,
I
I,
love
don't
it.
need to see.
I love
Oh,
it.
like,
Interesting.
yes, like all right, restaurants, entertainment. I'm like, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all.
Gone.
Yeah.
I
Who the fuck cares?
Where does signet ring fall in your categorization of
Yeah, how much?
speaking
are
of
you
incessant
spending?
ringing?
Nice. That
Pretty
was
good. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really good. Not quite as good as the haste question, but we'll get there.
Or No
Zero
Waste
Waste
Daniel.
Daniel, yeah.
Where you explained a joke from a text thread that we're not on.
Marika's on it.
And she laughed the
Muted.
least.
Yeah.
I got this on Rue Betrayes.
Yeah,
Peter
you're
would know
Paris
that.
Geoff.
PG, aka Paris Geoff, which
Mm-hmm.
is where my entire personality changes as I drink red wine at lunch. And I wonder if Peter would be interested in this because he's sort of a Francophile / Zero Waste Daniel type.
I wonder if Peter would be interested in this because no one else is.
But no, that was like €40,
That's good.
right? It's not real
not
gold
great.
because as
I
I
know.
shower with it, it starts to rust and rot.
Mm.
But it's nice because every time you look at it, you think of Paris. I think that's a good investment.
It's
right
a memento. It's
Yeah.
nice.
40
It's-
euros?
What?
It's steep.
Right?
I got a
nothing.
signet ring so I could wear it to a movie premiere, and then I forgot it on the night of the movie premiere, and I didn't wear it.
That's a
a
worse way to
since.
spend your money. I wear this
sure.
every day.
And mine is
Yeah.
real gold, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm interested in a signet ring. Also, kind of interested in a bracelet.
What
But
about like a thumb
bracelet.
ring? Are thumb rings
Yeah.
cool?
They are not. That's the one finger not to wear one.
Excuse me.
whoa,
They are cool.
That's
I'm a
the-
confirmed.
I haven't seen you the entire episode because you're behind this giant computer, and all I saw was just your thumb ring stick out from behind it.
It's like I had zombie hand pushing up from the grass.
Can I get
Thumb ring. Yeah, nice. I will say that you have a family. So you have the most license to have a signet ring because
Oh.
you could create an actual signet.
oh, yeah. How
What
do you
would it
create
be?
a signet? What is
It's like a family crest.
Okay, what is that? What's on this one?
This just says PG,
Paris
Paris Geoff.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, yeah. So I would I guess it'd be an H
I think you
for
should.
Hurwitz. What else?
Not funny.
It doesn't have
Chuckle
to be
through it.
funny.
No, it does not. It should not be funny.
Yeah.
But you were like, I guess it'd be H for Hurwitz. I think you should create a coat of arms.
That's kind of cool. So yeah, that would be all the important things
Yeah.
to me. Dingo, my dog.
Climbing,
Sure, climbing.
whiskey.
Not really that important to me, but okay. And Paris Geoff. I would be
Good
kind of cool
genes.
to have a signet ring of your ring, like just a ring.
It's in one of the
Yeah,
quadrants.
right.
Is
So
the
it's-
ring?
But
my
then the
dog,
ultimate
a
would
ring.
be a signet ring of your signet ring of my signet ring.
Yeah.
Which then becomes kind of that mirrored effect that never ends through
Exactly.
the gold, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Signet's kind of cool.
In a way, yeah.
All right.
If you make like a family crest,
Introducing a segment that we don't have.
The button is called case closed. So
That's
what am I
true.
supposed to do
Okay.
about
I do
that?
make that mistake a lot
Why
whenever
would
I have to control it.
know?
Welcome to checking in. It doesn't really have a name, but
Okay,
I just
the segment does exist.
I have a it's not a it's more of like a category
take a
of
break?
conversation. Yeah, let's go to can we do the Hannah Montana thing?
You're testing me, Jeff.
Sorry. Better than me.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Guys, sometimes there's something that you really need to get off your chest, right? Like for me right now, it's that Amir hasn't been on the show for what feels like a decade, and I'm starting to take it as a sign of disrespect. But we all carry around our own individual stressors, big and small, and when we keep them bottled up, it can start to affect us negatively. That's why therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and figure out how to work through whatever's weighing you down. I'm in therapy every week, and I've benefited from it greatly. I don't know what I would do without my shrink. And I would recommend it to anybody who has access to it, and BetterHelp makes it easier. So if you're thinking of giving therapy a try, start with BetterHelp. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/what's-that today to get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/what's-that. Thanks, BetterHelp.
And come back to the steel
Yeah.
pipe clanging.
Yeah, can we do metal pipe clang, if at all possible?
it's so
I obviously don't want to
loud.
step on any toes, but I do want to give everyone else tinnitus.
Some
There we go.
producer she is.
And we're back.
That's how you say it.
I wanted to check in, just make sure everything's Gucci Mane in terms of the financials at Headgum. We're in New York, the nation's capital of cash and refinancing. We're talking a lot about debt. I'm wondering how much Headgum's in, what's the burn rate, and where can we expect to pass that 30 mil a year mark?
I think we're burning around K a month, but taking in a little bit over that. We've got the bank, and the USV investment is on pace to last us another couple of years. But as we lose that, we should be hitting major profitability. I think in 12 to 18 months, we will be printing cash. Everyone here will be a millionaire.
Interesting.
And we will have replaced your ass with a Billy Brick. Tight.
Yeah. So not you,
Not
but
me,
someone
not me.
similar.
He's not available.
Maybe one of my cousins. Or
I thought you were
something like
on
that.
Avails. She said you were on Avail. I thought you were on Avails.
What's that?
No way. Where can we sort of trim the fat? No way.
Around here.
Peter was in France for the better part of a decade, and I feel like nobody even noticed. So I feel like maybe
Less than a year.
You noticed a lot.
Yeah, you
That's
bring it
true.
up. Kind
Yeah,
of
I
every
kind of
time.
will
This was
slack
your first time seeing him in a year.
My knees started to buckle.
I don't know if it's about cutting costs. It's about doubling down. We need to be earning
Sort of
more.
the
The
Netflix
machine is
model.
built. We have to have proof of concept.
I don't want the bubble to burst though,
Yeah.
because I feel like that's happening with the streamers right now. They kind of went all in on content. There was 2022, a record year in the entertainment industry of 600 scripted series. Now we're looking at 252 for the year.
Yeah. Well, that's their industry went on strike.
More of a contraction.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I think we're in a kind of a safer space because podcast production costs a lot less money.
And it's booming. Obviously, there's
Yeah.
the demand, so we don't mind, getting higher.
And we have an advertiser-based model, so we're not
hard,
going to
you know,
get bogged
because-
down. And like the streamers are really reliant on
Yeah.
their subscriber base.
There's no commercials on there, and then when they start to add commercials,
Yeah, then the
their subscriber
Yes.
base starts to get upset.
We start with commercials, and then maybe we take them away.
Paywall,
Yeah.
subscription
Yeah.
on top of the sort of commercial-driven.
How would
content.
you run this company?
I think I
Into
would
the ground.
start to, well, no, that's, very funny, Billy, but, we're trying to get real here about, financials and, I think I could take the reins in a way that's very different than the way that Marika takes the reins on this show.
Jeff's druthers.
If I had my druthers, I think I would shit can Peter. I think I would basically make sure that Allie's salary
Yeah.
is celery
What
because
does
it's
that
going to
mean?
be
Like she
milk
gets
toast.
Water.
Celery?
It's like when you eat celery, you
Yeah.
burn more calories than the food contains.
so you want to underpay Allie
in a way, yeah.
and fire Peter.
But fire him in a way where he has severance, where he can use that pay to go back to Marseille.
So you want to save the company money by
Funding Peter's
giving
moving
Peter
to
free
France.
cash,
Yeah.
and nobody would.
You've heard of defund the police?
Yeah.
This is defund MacArthur's ass.
So you're funding him. You're defunding Allie.
That's
Yeah.
true. Steal from the rich and give to the MacArthur.
That's
And I would see to it that Marty's salary doubles, nay triples.
What would if you were in charge? What would he be doing then?
I think I'd have him be more of a CCO instead of a CEO. So he could be like Mr. Morale, and I could be the big stepper. I could basically step in, live as him in his skin, which is much thicker than mine,
I don't
and
know.
make sure that every show has a certain je ne sais quoi, Peter style. And
I don't think you know what Marty does.
I have said on this show that every sentence I say often feels like I'm falling down a hill. And I want most of the shows on the network to feel that way.
Yeah.
Also, I've had some good ideas that have come through later and I've gotten no credit.
Like what?
Like
The
what?
Jake Johnson podcast, in 2020, when I was like vaguely sitting in on content meetings and pitching ideas and emailing agencies to be like, does your client want to do this? I pitched an idea to do New Boys, which is Lamorne Morris, Jake Johnson, and Max Greenfield doing a New Girl Rewatch podcast. That's
Yeah.
not what Jake Johnson's podcast
Not
is.
at all.
Right.
But eventually we did get a Jake Johnson podcast that Lamorne guested on. Episode was a hit. Clips went viral. Max Greenfield went on. The most recent episode, one of them, clip went super viral.
Yeah, but do you think it's an idea to say these really famous, funny people should have a podcast? Because that's not really an idea.
Of a show that then a lot of people rewatched or watched for the first time during a 4-year pandemic.
So it
when
would have
we
been
were kind of stuck
perfect because we were
inside.
in the pandemic. And of course, if they're
But nobody
watching
said it was a
then-
bad idea. When you pitched Jake Johnson, nobody was like, hey, he should never do a podcast.
It was when I made that video where I was doing "You're a Jerk," but replacing "You're a Jerk" to "You're a Gurk." parodying Olivia
yeah,
Gerke's
that
name,
was-
who's just
That was an
a manager.
incredible time.
Are you familiar?
Hey, you guys hear about this?
That's probably why they didn't remember the Jake Johnson thing, because if you're doing you're a Gurk, that's so much
I
louder. Like you
definitely-
fail so much louder than you
Definitely
succeed.
remember that you're a
Yeah.
Gurk. Definitely remember that.
Yeah.
Don't remember you pitching Jake Johnson.
But we give
I
you a
believe
lot
you
of credit
did.
for your Gurk. I think that was that was some of your best stuff because it was
was
also
some of your
for
best Gurk.
Yeah, that
Nice.
was your best Gurk for sure. Like that was, man. Yeah, it was just for our internal Slack.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
Is there any corner of the company that we can kind of make some improvements in terms of staying leaner? Because I feel like, yeah, you have to double, triple down on content, but you can also do that while making people feel on edge, mass layoffs, and, like the offsite. How much money? That was probably like $40,000 all in all. Did you really need to be where the cicadas wanted to as well be?
I think it was important for company morale. It's always good bonding. People leave that weekend feeling closer to their fellow employees.
Yeah, but I asked everybody, how was the offsite? And they said it was okay. There was one moment where Marty was giving a presentation about the financials, and Brad Hill stood up and said, this is boring. Can we do something else?
Yeah,
And then started dancing in a cowboy hat.
right.
Yeah.
He was a plant. That was planned.
Yeah.
We also said it was fun. We didn't say it was okay.
Yeah,
So
but you
we
also
had
didn't say it
fun.
was a plant. You guys, you didn't even say it was Robert. So Grace cut that out. My laptop is about to die.
Of course.
Right.
Emma, I'm gonna Slack this to you, and I need you to screen
Fantastic.
share it, ideally. What sport would go away and you'd be fine with that?
Baseball.
No, I miss baseball. Hockey.
Really? You're not a Rangers fan?
No.
Go our Rangers.
Yes.
Have you I'm trying to find a way to phrase this. Is there a celebrity you'd love to work with for way too long? Like someone you start to work with, which obviously you're excited about, but then like you work with them for so long that by the end the relationship has kind of suffered.
Yeah.
And that's your ultimate end goal. Like you want to have a relationship that has suffered.
Right. Yeah, I think it'd be cool for like Matt Damon to annoy me.
Yeah.
That would be
For you to
really
like roll your
awesome.
eyes at a text from Damon.
Jesus, Damon again.
That'd be really cool.
Have you guys seen these?
I don't think
No.
so.
Let's roll the clip.
I do want to think about this celebrity.
That's a
question.
$350,000 car, sir.
Hold on. So loud.
So let's just make sure we watch the shit.
Yeah, we're watching.
It's really expensive. I don't know if you can afford it.
But is there any way I can see the inside?
Look, man, I really don't want to be rude today. I just don't want to waste my time.
It's like Lucas Gage.
I wrote, doesn't it? Lucas Gage used to be rep by my agent.
That guy's clearly going to waste your time, okay? Look at him.
Things aren't always what they seem. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Sir, can you please not touch the car?
Is this Darman?
I want to make sure.
It actually looks like
when somebody
Dempsey
who can
Bryk.
actually afford it comes in to buy it.
This
you know?
guy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Right?
Excuse me. Is that the new Rolls Royce?
Yes. Yes, it is. Hello. I'm Jake.
Paul, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What do you think here, Paul?
She's perfect. Midnight blue, all the options, exactly what I've been looking for.
Can we pause
Grab
it?
the keys if you'd like, and we can take it for a spin.
No.
The first guy looks dressed fine. He does not look poor.
I don't know how this is going to end, so I don't want to comment.
I'm like, this could be any weird thing on the internet that I've heard about recently.
Let's continue.
I've seen what I need to see. I'll take it. Let's sign the paperwork.
My man. That's quick. I like that.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, actually, you're late. This is my friend Paul, and he just offered to buy the car. Isn't that right?
Yes.
So does that mean it's sold already?
Well, no, not yet, but it's about to be. Let's go sign the paperwork in my office. That one over there in the corner. Yeah.
Corner office,
A
cool.
little piece of advice. Don't waste your time with poor-looking people. Maybe you'll sell a car.
And you should never judge a book by its cover.
Oh,
Pause.
you're giving me advice.
It's not even been 2 minutes, and she's already said never judge a book by its cover twice. Let's keep going.
That's cute.
I am so sorry about that. Did you have any specific questions about the car?
That's it?
That's it.
There was no ending.
What the hell?
Can you go? No, well, don't close the tab. Go to this person's profile and watch part 2. There it is, the second video.
Part 2 has 3 million less views.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
How come you're wasting your time on a poor-looking person like me? You must think that I can't afford to buy this car.
Well, I'm all about helping people.
As a Rolls Royce dealer,
Yeah.
I'm all about helping
Never
the less
judge a
fortunate.
book by its cover.
Third time in 3 minutes.
That's very interesting.
It's saying that your credit wasn't approved. Don't worry, let me try again. This happens sometimes.
Come on, man. I need that car. I need people to think that I'm rich.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm looking at the comments.
I
right
really
now.
don't understand this.
Don't judge a book by
No
its cover
worries.
times 4.
We'll do cash.
Car salesman bites the curb 4K.
$350,000? I don't even make that much in 10 years.
He makes less than 30 grand a year.
That right there
And he
is a
walked into a Rolls
design
Royce dealership and said,
I know you.
I'll take it.
I've seen all I need to see.
Don't be fooled by this.
Part 3, please. Creator responded, okay.
But hey, can I still test drive the car?
How did it go? Did you make the sale?
No.
Oh.
No, I didn't.
So
Yeah,
it's
no, I
not
got enough
Darman,
money.
because that says too wholesome
buy
for
it.
Darman.
Please.
Start the paperwork.
That's great. Wow. I'll give
This woman looks like she's
No,
on the
no.
verge of tears the
I don't
entire
mean to rain on your
video.
guys' parade.
He's fucking quadrupling down.
This guy is getting approved for a loan. I mean, look at the way he's dressed.
He's
Loan?
dressed
Who
normal.
said anything about a loan? I'm paying cash.
Has it in a bag. $350,000. He has it in a duffel.
Where did you get
Yeah,
all
that doesn't
money?
necessarily
I'm a
make him rich.
multi-millionaire.
That also, usually if that
And I
happens,
dress
people
like
have to
this
like
because I
call
want people to
an
help me
authority.
for me,
Yeah.
not for my money. By the way, young lady, I know the boss here,
No way.
and I'm gonna make sure that he knows that I think you would make a fantastic manager.
I'm going to be a manager.
Not
I'm
necessarily.
also gonna make sure that he knows about you as well.
Here's a piece of advice.
Oh, here we go.
Next time,
You've said it
don't judge a book by its cover.
4 times in 4 minutes. All right, that's it.
And maybe you'll sell a car. Yeah, it was really bad. What do you want this segment to be?
It's not a segment. I just feel like that's like if we did like short films on this show, it would be like that.
Oh my god.
It felt like one of
That was
those
so painful.
videos that you have to watch before you go to college or something, like about alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
But instead it was about don't judge a book by its cover and you might sell a car one day.
Do you ever make a dinner and trash it immediately?
I want to say one more thing about this video, which
Yeah.
is that I've not encountered this on TikTok, but I have heard that people are making like probably like mini
Computer
intros
stuff.
to porn for TikTok, but like of like specific like book tropes or something. I feel like I heard about it as like werewolf romance videos, and I really thought that's what this was gonna be.
Like it was an
I was
intro
really
to a
scared.
porn?
Yeah, or just like a we're gonna find out that the guy that looked like Lucas Gage was a werewolf or something.
Oh, I see.
I get that.
I
really
like the
couldn't get
the
the
new porn intro idea.
Yeah.
Because they're all kind of the same.
There's a good short series that's porn without the sex. And so it's just the situation and then they don't have sex.
Yeah. Emma, my laptop died, but I sent you the list of sort of conversation enders. Do you mind if we power
Yeah.
through? I do think that it'll add a new energy if Emma's shouting out these.
Okay, I can just
Pondering,
whichever
yeah.
ones I want.
Just ones that we haven't said. You know, you can
You
go.
weren't going in order, Geoff?
I was going in order until Jake hastily brought up the haste question.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, no.
Have you found your beach?
That's
I feel like
awesome.
you've asked that before.
That's true. That's true.
What's your beach, Geoff?
I would say it's the Upper West Side, 80th in Amsterdam.
Oh, that I was genuinely just thinking about beaches that I like.
No, it's like find your beach, Corona. And I feel like, you know, there would be a Corona ad that takes place in Manhattan because I'm basically, you know, have you ever been to Acker?
That's also
No.
on here.
Wait, does it say have you ever been to
Ever
Acker?
been to Acker?
I'm nothing if not consistent.
What is Acker?
It's a wine bar.
Of course.
On the Upper West Side?
Yes.
And you
Is that
went
where you're staying this
there
time?
2
I-
days
You're staying-
ago, 1 day ago.
I've never been to Acker.
Okay.
I do plan to go tomorrow
Got
to
it.
Acker because
Nice.
it's my father's 60th birthday. The only alcohol he drinks is port wine because
Wow.
he doesn't really drink. He'll have like 2 sips of port wine because it's sweet. And
this is what you decided to do for him on his 60th birthday.
Well, I
was to
actually
take him
got
to a
him-
place
In honor
that
of
he's
him.
not
He's not
gonna
gonna be
enjoy.
no,
here.
he's not here. I'm going to Cleveland. Basically, I got him a bunch of chocolates in Bologna when I was there with my girlfriend's family. And that's not enough of a gift. So I'm also going to pair it with port.
But he's not here?
He's in Cleveland. I'm going there this weekend.
And
That's
you're
not the point of the
bringing
question.
the
The point of the
port.
question is, have you
Bringing-
been to Acker? I'm
Are
shocked you
you
haven't been to
tortured
Acker.
of
No, I've never heard
happy?
of it.
Say it again.
Are you tortured of happy? Which I can only assume you meant to write. Are you
I
tortured or
can't
happy?
hear you. Is that a problem?
No, because we have
2 to
no,
Zooms.
you can't.
Okay,
yes,
great.
you can't hear me, but I'm being recorded.
Are you guys tortured of happy?
What does that mean to you?
Like,
I guess that's actually, excuse me, I would interpret, I do think it was a typo, as Emma mentioned. Tortured of happy, though, is like kind of that feeling like, am I as happy as I can be?
exactly.
Am I, oh, it is that. Okay.
It's mostly that.
Right.
Yeah, it's like that the pressure that everybody feels to be happy all the time as opposed to maybe just feeling fulfilled. And it's like, even though
Yeah.
you might not feel actively happy, you can,
Yeah.
you can be,
Are you content?
you can be, fulfilled.
I might be. I do think it's easier to be actively happy if you're at Acker of happy.
Also,
Has
now are we
anyone
saying
ever
that
fought
happiness
to the
is better
life?
than
Sorry,
fulfill?
say that again.
This is entirely incomprehensible.
Say it again.
Has anyone ever fought to the life?
Like fought to the death.
Right.
The opposite, right?
Basically, yeah. It's like
We
a
were falling asleep deeper and deeper as we wrote this.
it's like a feud that ends up being kind of giving of life. Like either, I guess, an orgasmic experience could be referred to as le petit mort, and I don't want
The small
to,
death.
get Peter in here by just speaking the French language. That's, it's like the thing of like, I can't say this, never mind.
What thing is it like?
It's like if you it's like when if you're a kid and you walk in on your parents having sex and it's like, oh, like mommy and daddy weren't hurting each other. Like they say that in movies sometimes.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, that is like fighting to the life.
The fact that you said you can't say
It's
that
having
means that
sex-
it happened to you for sure. You're definitely like, because that's not something that's
Yeah.
crossing a line for
I
you.
just
That's the
feel like
most
it's-
tame thing you've
yeah.
said.
Is it? I feel like
Yeah.
it's
You just said it's fighting towards le petit mort, which is the little death.
right. And so,
it's not
but
like
that's sort of an ironic because
Are you have you ever had sex in secret? Is that kind of the vibe?
I'm really glad you said in secret because the answer would have been no to both.
Really?
Emma,
What? What's the question?
another question.
Um,
I'm surprised you haven't been to Acker.
do you ever make,
I just found
do
out
you
what it is.
ever make
Look,
a
you're
dinner
from-
and then trash it immediately?
Did you ever make dinner and trash it immediately?
That's
Wait, did you guys? Wait, did
a
we already
bizarre
do
question.
that?
Of course not.
I try to fix it, I think.
I've never made a bad dinner.
You're from the tri-state area, though. You're like
Yeah.
a New York native.
Uh-huh.
I feel like every Yankee fan has been to Acker. It's
Where is it?
on the Upper West, 72nd and Amsterdam.
I
It's
don't
just a
particularly
wine
like
bar.
wine.
It's hard because it's like, which also shocks me as a native New Yorker. He's a native New Yorker,
He's
but you're not a
not.
native Uncorker.
right.
He's not a native New Yorker.
Yeah, I'm a
He's
native
from Hamden,
tri-stater.
Connecticut.
That's fair. I do get that. It's just hard. Yeah. Emma?
How much money would it take to swap lives with me for a year?
With you.
Jeff. Me.
We can answer for Emma, but the question was initially me.
Okay, how much money for Jeff? How much money for me?
For you, for a year,
a year.
this is tough.
You love
Yeah.
New York.
That's true,
Your
but
problems
then
are so surmountable. You just want to move to New York.
you make a lot of choices I wouldn't, though.
Like what?
I don't know.
So you'd make the choices.
I think your job seems really hard. I would need to be. I would want more cash to be you.
Thank you. I would want more
Yeah.
cash to be me too.
I
Do
honestly,
you get the money at the end of the year, or do you get the money as them?
I
Like, if
think
I'm
you have
Jeff,
to make
do
it
I
to
get-
365
and then Billy gets the money.
and then cash. I would say $100,000.
Kind of like that. It's that debt with a low interest but a high cliff.
Actually, let's amend it to $1,000.
yeah.
Okay.
I would need. Would
not
I
because
still
you're
be,
not great. I like my life.
Well, I wouldn't be there.
Would I
so
still be
it's
earning
not so
my?
Would you be? You would be
offensive
in my
to me.
life.
Would I be spending your money?
You
or
would be
my
me,
own
so
money?
I don't take offense to it. Maybe the people in my life.
What I'd have to make
would.
my nut still separately, and then whatever I'd get as
It would
you
be
on top of
it.
that.
Yes, I
You'd
think
also
so.
have to then like pay for your meibomian gland disorder or whatever.
Yeah.
You'd have to sit through LipiFlow appointments. Billy knows.
I think $11 million.
11 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
think
me
I'd
for
go
a
pretty
year?
high.
Do we swap?
If we
Did you say
swap, I
swap?
get to be y'all,
No, I know that the
and I am
price
you
is going way
because
Wow.
you're worried about what I'll do in your body.
Yeah. So then I think 11 million though, because then no matter how much you wreck my life, I think I could. I could.
Build it back with $11 million.
Because they
11
say
million
to
from a
have an
starting
emergency
point.
fund of 6 months, so that would be that for you.
Yeah.
Just of your normal expenses.
Yeah. I burned more than Headgum actually.
Yeah,
If
I'd probably do like 11 million, 12 million, maybe 13 million for Emma.
It's higher for
Yeah.
me.
What?
I don't know.
Is it because your lives are too similar and you wouldn't get to be you?
No, I think I wouldn't be able to handle Emma's life.
Yeah.
At the same time though, I would trust Emma to destroy my life less. Like you wouldn't destroy my
if it's
life.
a switch situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
take care
your
of
life
Emma.
is set up the most like I would want mine out of these 4. So I wouldn't change much.
Huh?
You'd raise.
Huh? I don't think I would
Jake's
change.
kid.
Like if I was Emma,
Yeah.
I would like change things to be comfortable in your life.
You wouldn't change
for a
anything
Break
year.
up
if you
with
were
my
me. You would.
boyfriend?
Yes.
The only thing you would change is you would go to Acker more. My life is otherwise perfect.
Pretty much the
I just
same.
don't
The
go
East
to
Village
Akron at
pad is
all.
fine. Yeah.
Where's Acker? Upper West Side?
Oh, God.
And
It is
it's
ultimately
not
72nd. It's Acker. Next question, Emma.
If Muji hadn't been created, how do you think people would journal otherwise?
Let's start with Billy. Also, how long have we been going?
Just under an hour.
Okay, great.
Start with me as if Muji hadn't been invented, how would people journal?
Answer the
Otherwise? What did you
question.
say? What was the question?
That is the question.
Moleskin.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely be really upset if Muji didn't exist, but for other reasons, not for journaling.
We
for, like,
we should have a
storage
journal
stuff.
episode. I could find my oldest journal.
That's fun.
That would be
Wow.
fun. Everyone
And-
brings in a journal entry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone has to
I
bring
have
in a
some
I
journal.
wasn't good at
crazy
journaling.
ones.
Like I didn't stick with it. So
Neither
Yeah,
did
you
I,
didn't
but like
really
I
nail it.
definitely
Have
I had
some.
spurts.
hard,
so like
yeah.
you just read one.
I
Yeah.
came
All it takes is one
across
entry.
a song I wrote because I took a songwriting class
That's
my
awesome.
freshman year
Yeah,
of
you did,
college.
of course.
You
And-
have to perform it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Obviously, the song is about how, it's fun to have one night stands, but unless you're having consistent intimacy of glands with the same person,
Mhm.
you're not going to be fulfilled physically or emotionally.
I don't have any of these songs anymore, thank God. But I wrote such angsty songs when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And they were all about different girls that didn't like me. And they were all like, I was so deeply in love for like 2 weeks, but like real like weird incel energy. Like, wow,
Yeah.
you'll never love me.
But that's
And
the
I
trope
just
of the
started
music
loving
you
you a
love.
week and a half ago.
You only like jocks,
Yeah. And it wasn't
not
even true.
skaters like me.
Yeah.
All right, Emma, one last question, then we'll get the fuck
You're not
out of
gonna
here.
ask about the songs that I wrote, Jeff?
Oh, I'm all
Or
right.
Me.
I really
Oh,
wanted to
Marika?
end on "Are you tortured of happy?"
We already did that one.
I know, but that one,
I wrote raps as a kid for sure.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, several. There was a time in high school where I was writing raps for like assignments. Like in English class, I would like perform a rap. I went to art school.
Yeah.
And I would in like 9th grade, I wore a Brooklyn Nets varsity jacket to school almost every day. And then these shoes, have you ever seen the Jeremy Scott Adidas
Yes.
with wings? So I had those with money print.
Oh my God.
And there was about like 4 or 5 months in high school where I would like rap. I would like rap about there was this this book I want to there was this there was this
It's
book
giving
called
Timothy Chalamet.
The
I-
Chrysalids. Do you know the Chrysalids? I think is what it's called. It's like a book about mutants.
No.
It might be called that, but I specifically remember writing a rap and performing it to my class, and it was to the what's it called? Shook Ones Part 2 instrumental. And I like fully remember it, and I won't perform it.
I think that would be a good way to go viral, though. You like
Yeah.
release your old
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, it
school
is giving
raps.
Chalamet because it's
giving-
also
yeah.
Performing Arts High School.
statistics.
You went to
Yeah,
the
That song,
LaGuardia of
I like
Toronto.
his song is better than mine for sure.
Emma, bring us home.
Do you experience pain? How often?
No, let's continue because we already know he has a chronic
Yeah.
Okay.
Chronic what?
pain.
I wrote
I'm
like
fine now. I'm fine now, actually.
That's true.
really dumb songs when I was little, and I would
Okay, hold
Let's
on.
hear one.
VHS tape like
my God.
performances.
What
That's
part
good.
of WoW do you not understand?
That's good.
World of Warcraft?
Nope.
No?
What part of wow?
Wow. You fixed your tinnitus.
Ends right there.
That was a Headgum original.